Okay, let's unpack this. We all know walking is, well, fantastic for us, right? I mean, it's the gold standard advice,
It really is.
especially as we get older,
Yeah.
Get your steps in, walk more, push harder. That's what we hear constantly.
Hmm.
But what if I told you that for those of us over 70, maybe blindly following that advice could actually be doing more harm than good?
Uh-huh.
And not just like a little harm, but actively accelerating the aging process in ways you might not even expect.
Yeah, what's truly fascinating here is just how deeply ingrained some of these assumptions are, within our whole understanding of health and fitness.
Absolutely.
So today we're taking a deep dive into some really powerful sources that honestly might make us rethink these widely accepted norms about senior fitness, particularly when it comes to walking.
Right. So our mission today really is to pull out these crucial, maybe counterintuitive insights, the kind that can empower you, listening right now, to move smarter, not just harder, especially in those golden years.
Oh.
We're looking at some pretty cutting-edge research, actually, and some incredibly compelling real-world examples, things that reveal this hidden science behind accelerated aging, often caused by what so many people think is healthy, that excessive walking.
And it's just so crucial, isn't it, to approach all health advice with a bit of critical thinking, especially when it impacts our daily lives and, well, our long-term well-being like this does.
Yeah.
This deep dive isn't just about what to do differently, though. It's about truly understanding the why behind these, frankly, surprising recommendations, giving you knowledge that,
Yeah.
well, sometimes it gets overlooked in the mainstream fitness chatter.
Okay, so let's tackle that core myth head on. This idea that if some walking is good, then more must always be better. It feels intuitive, doesn't it? Like it makes sense.
It really does feel logical.
But what does Dr. Sarah Chen's work tell us about where that logic kind of falls apart, particularly for the over 70 crowd?
Well, yes, it feels intuitive, but our sources, and Dr. Sarah Chen's work is central here, they reveal this core, really game-changing truth. For seniors over 70, the body operates by fundamentally different rules than it did, say, in your 40s or 50s.
Different rules.
And ignoring these new rules, it doesn't just slow your progress.
Uh-huh.
Dr. Chen, with her 25 years of experience, she's seen thousands of seniors make what she actually calls this devastating mistake.
Devastating mistake. Wow.
Yeah, a choice that literally speeds up their aging process.
And she has stories, I gather. Real people.
Oh, absolutely. Take Margaret, a vibrant 72-year-old grandmother from Ohio. Sounds great, right?
Yeah.
For 3 years straight, she religiously walked 8 miles every single day, genuinely believing more walking meant better health.
8 miles is a lot every day.
It is. But the outcome, honestly, it was heartbreaking. She developed chronic inflammation so severe that her joints started deteriorating at triple the normal rate.
Triple.
Good. Her energy just plummeted. She said it was like back when she had chemo decades earlier. And her doctor, genuinely baffled. Her biological age markers.
Those are the cell level things, right? Telomeres and stuff.
Exactly. Telomere length, epigenetic clocks, things that showed the true health and age of your cells. They showed she had aged nearly 7 years in just 18 months.
7 years. In a year and a half.
You're overwalking.
From overwalking, yes. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? You see some people in their 80s moving with this grace, this energy, like they're decades younger, and others struggle just to get to the mailbox.
Yeah, you do see that.
Our sources say the answer isn't just, good genes or luck. It's something far more specific than just getting more steps in.
Okay, so what is that specific thing? What's happening biologically?
That specificity lies in understanding something called the inflammatory cascade response. It sounds technical, but it's key.
Okay, inflammatory cascade.
Basically, this biological process kicks into overdrive when seniors engage in too much repetitive impact, like those marathon walking sessions Margaret was doing. Right, the pounding day after day.
Exactly. When you walk for really extended periods after age 70, your body pumps out these inflammatory markers. They're called cytokines. Think of them like alarm signals for damage or stress.
Okay.
But here's the kicker. Your body produces them at rates up to 340% higher than a younger adult's body does for the same activity.
340% higher. Wow. That's a huge difference. It's like the alarm is just screaming constantly.
Precisely. It's an overwhelming flood of these signals, and it prevents proper repair. And these microscopic troublemakers, They don't just cause joint pain, although they certainly do that.
Else.
They literally age your cells. They damage your DNA repair mechanisms. They accelerate pretty much every single aging process in your body.
Every process, like what?
We're talking everything from, visible things like wrinkled skin to cognitive decline to just that general loss of vitality. So we connect this back, to the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
It really reveals a fundamental misunderstanding. Popular fitness advice often frames that burning sensation you get in your joints or muscles after a long, tough walk as getting stronger.
Yeah, feel the burn.
Right, feel the burn. But what our sources, like Dr. Chen's work, reveal is that this burn, particularly after 70 and from excessive activity, is actually your body screaming. It's saying it's being damaged faster than it can possibly repair itself.
That's a really powerful and frankly uncomfortable way to think about it. So for someone listening who's always pushed through that burn thinking it was good, what's the immediate takeaway, understanding it's actually damage?
Well, the immediate implication is that you're likely creating a net deficit. Instead of building strength, building resilience, you're actually accumulating these microscopic injuries day after day. And over time, that deficit becomes substantial. You see the real world impact.
Yeah.
Dr. Chen shared this really chilling memory of looking at x-rays for a patient. Robert, 74 years old, he'd been walking 10 miles daily for 2 years.
10 miles.
Yeah. And she said what she saw in those images, it still gives her chills.
Yeah.
His joint cartilage looked like it had literally been sandpapered away.
Oh my God.
His bone density had decreased by 12% in areas that walking should have strengthened. And his inflammatory blood markers were so off the charts, she initially thought it had to be a lab error.
Unbelievable. Just from walking.
From walking too much too often without adequate recovery for his age. Dr. Chen uses this great analogy. Think of your joints at 70 like, irreplaceable vintage wine glasses.
Okay. Beautiful but fragile.
Exactly. Beautiful, functional, but they need gentle care. Treating them with excessive repetitive impact, like pounding the pavement for miles every single day, it's like using those delicate glasses as hammers.
Right. You wouldn't do that.
You wouldn't. And they might not shatter immediately, right? But every single impact creates these tiny microscopic fractures. And they compound over time until one day they can't handle any more stress.
That paints a very, very clear picture, a sobering one, definitely. And you mentioned it's not just these stories, these anecdotes. There's actual research behind this, research that maybe isn't getting the spotlight.
Exactly. Our deep dive led us to Dr. James Patterson. He's from the Institute of Longevity Research. He ran this huge 8-year study, over 12,000 seniors involved.
12,000, that's significant.
Very. And his findings were so controversial, apparently. They really challenged the foundation of common exercise advice. So much so that 3 major fitness publications initially refused to publish his work.
Really? Why? Because it went against the more is better idea.
Precisely. Dr. Patterson's discoveries show that seniors who walk more than 6 miles per day actually experience cellular aging at rates 23% faster than those who engaged in what the scientists called optimal movement patterns.
Faster aging from more walking. Okay, so what's optimal then? Did he find a sweet spot?
He did. And this is fascinating. The sweet spot seemed to be seniors walking between 2 to 4 miles per day.
2 to 4. Okay.
Those people, compared to the high mileage group, had better bone density, less inflammation, improved cognitive function. And get this, they looked, on average, 5.7 years younger.
Looked younger, just from walking less, but smarter.
Essentially, yes. But here's the really crucial part. It's not just about the distance. That's key. It's about the type of walking you do, the intensity, the recovery time.
Recovery again.
Yes. And crucially, what you do between your walking sessions. All of that together is what truly determines whether walking makes you younger, biologically, or actually ages you faster.
Okay, that distinction is really interesting because, someone listening might think, well, I walk every day, maybe 5 miles, and I feel okay. I don't feel like I'm aging faster.
Yeah.
What about the more visible impacts on just, how we move?
That's another critical piece. How excessive walking impacts your overall movement and posture.
Right.
Have you ever noticed how some older people have that sort of characteristic shuffle walk, while others seem to just glide along really upright and confident?
Yeah, definitely. You see both.
Well, our sources explain that difference often isn't random. It can be a direct result of how they've been moving their bodies over time. And here's the tragic irony. Excessive walking can actually create that shuffle. By continuously fatiguing and therefore weakening the deep stabilizer muscles, those core muscles that keep you upright, balanced, graceful.
So you're tiring out the very muscles that prevent the shuffle.
Exactly. Your body then starts compensating for that fatigue. It recruits smaller, less efficient muscles to do the job. And that leads to that characteristic hunched posture, the shortened stride, the very things many mistakenly just write off as old age.
Wow, that is ironic. You walk for health thinking you're preventing that, but you might actually be fast-tracking it.
It's definitely something to think about, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
And tying directly into that fatigue is this critical piece the fitness industry often just glosses over: recovery time.
You mentioned that was important.
Hugely important. After age 70, your body's recovery time for complete cellular repair isn't 24 hours anymore like when you were younger. It's more like 48 to 72 hours.
2 to 3 days for full recovery.
That's what the science suggests for cellular level repair, which means if you're doing these long walks every single day, you are literally preventing your body from ever fully healing itself.
You're never catching up.
Never. You're creating this cascade of aging, as Dr. Chen calls it. It affects everything: your balance, your brain function, your joint health. Think about it like trying to heal a cut, but you keep ripping it open again every single morning.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. It never gets a chance.
That's exactly what excessive walking could do to your joints, your muscles, your connective tissues after 70.
Wow. Okay, and there was another story illustrating this. Maria Elena.
Yes, Marita Elena,
Yeah.
a 69-year-old dance instructor from Miami. You'd think, dancer, very body aware, right?
Right.
She used to walk 12 miles every morning, believed in it. But then she started noticing her signature graceful movements. They were becoming stiff, kind of awkward.
Oh.
Her students even commented, that she looked tired.
Yeah.
And then came this debilitating hip pain that started keeping her awake at night.
Oh, no. For a dancer, that's...
Devastating.
Yeah.
But that's when Maria made a decision that basically saved her career. She cut her walking distance in half.
Just cut it in half.
Cut it in half. And importantly, she started incorporating what Dr. Chen calls regenerative movement sequences.
Regenerative.
What does that involve?
Targeted low-impact exercises focused on gentle strengthening, flexibility, things that support the body rather than just pushing endurance.
Okay, so less pounding, more supporting.
You got it. And the results. Within just 6 weeks, Maria's hip pain vanished completely. Her posture went back to that dancer-like elegance, and her energy levels, she said, soared higher than they'd been in over a decade.
6 weeks. That's
Ah.
fast. It shows how responsive the body can be when you give it the right stimulus. And crucially, enough recovery. Her story really proves that sometimes less is more, especially when we're talking about senior fitness.
So the solution then, based on these sources, it isn't stop moving altogether, right? Because movement is still key.
Oh, absolutely not. Movement is vital for youthfulness. The key is to move in ways that honor your body's current needs, its current capacity, while still maximizing the anti-aging benefits of exercise.
Okay, so how do we do that? What's the practical approach? The source mentions something called the 3-2-1 movement protocol.
Yes, the 3-2-1 protocol. It's framed as exactly that, a way to move that honors your body's needs now, but also maximizes regeneration.
Okay, 3-2-1. What does that stand for?
The core principle is pretty simple, actually. It's 3 specific types of movement, done 2 times per week for one focused purpose. And that purpose is cellular regeneration, not cellular destruction.
Okay, regeneration, not destruction. I like that. What are the 3 types of movement?
So the protocol shifts the perspective. First, there's gentle strength training. This builds those deep stabilizer muscles we talked about, the ones crucial for good posture, balance, confidence.
Right, combating the shuffle.
Exactly. Second, there's flexibility work. This maintains your range of motion, keeps you limber, but without overstretching potentially vulnerable aging joints.
Gentle flexibility. Okay.
And third, yes, walking is still in there. It's still beneficial, but it's walking done in a very specific way.
How so? Not about distance.
It's not primarily about distance or speed or hitting some arbitrary step count. Instead, it's about walking in a way that actually triggers the body's natural repair mechanisms. It builds strength and stability in conjunction with the other 2 elements.
Ah, so it's integrated.
Precisely. It's
Yeah.
part of a whole system. We go back to that wine glass analogy.
The vintage glasses,
Right. Instead of taking your precious vintage wine glass and hammering nails with it all day.
which is like the excessive walking.
Exactly. This protocol shows you how to use your vintage glasses, your joints, your body exactly as they're now best suited. Yeah, maybe for special occasions, with proper care, in ways that preserve their beauty and function for many more years.
That makes a lot of sense. Using them appropriately, gently, effectively.
That's the idea.
And what are the results? for seniors who actually follow this kind of approach?
Well, the benefits described are pretty profound. People don't just look younger, though that's often reported. They move with more confidence. They have more energy for the things they actually love doing.
Yeah.
They sleep better, they think more clearly, and perhaps most importantly, they report being free from that constant fear that their next step might bring pain or cause further deterioration. It's about quality of
It's
life.
freedom from fear. That's huge. So, wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you listening right now?
Yeah, what's the big takeaway?
Well, our sources reveal that your body is incredibly responsive, isn't it? And every movement choice you make, especially after 70, it really impacts your independence, your longevity, your quality of life. It's not about stopping movement, absolutely not. But it is about moving smarter.
Mhm.
Less can genuinely be more, especially when the goal is preserving vitality in these later decades.
And it really raises an important question, doesn't it? What choices are your cells making right now? Are they in a state of repair and regeneration? Or are they leaning towards breakdown and aging because of how you're moving?
That's a powerful question.
But the beautiful truth, according to these experts, is that it's never too late. It's never too late to start moving in ways that help make you younger, biologically, instead of older.
So what's a first step someone could take, like today?
Well, the sources offer a simple experiment. For the next 7 days, if you are doing long walks daily, just try cutting your current routine in half, just half. And pay close attention, really notice how your body feels.
Just notice the difference.
Yeah. Our sources practically guarantee you'll be genuinely surprised, maybe even shocked, by the difference in your energy levels, your joint comfort, just your overall sense of vitality.
Interesting challenge. Cut it in half for a week and see.
Why not?
Imagine yourself, maybe a year from today, moving with that grace and energy we talked about, like someone decades younger, feeling confident in your body again, maybe enjoying activities you thought were long behind you.
Yeah.
That future version of you. It's not some fantasy. According to this research, it's a biological reality just waiting for you to make the right movement choices. You know, your body, it served you incredibly well for 7, maybe 8 decades or more.
Amazing, really.
It is. So now it's about choosing movement that truly respects its wisdom and unleashes its ongoing potential for vitality. It's not just about adding years to your life, is it? It's about adding life to your years every single day.